out of the way, let's go with Jessica in Mississippi.
Oh my gosh, am I on?
You are.
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting and trying to get through before. Okay, wow, I can't believe it. Hi, Eric. Hi, Lloyd.
Hello.
This is fabulous. By the way, you have a lovely voice, and Eric, you look pretty cute. So anyway, long story short, I'm giving you the quick 60-second background. Okay, I'm a theist. I'm a lifelong Christian. I grew up, going to lots of different Protestant churches as my family moved. But then eventually, as I kept running away from my own truth, I'm LGBT, I got deeper and deeper into the most intense forms of Christianity. I became Orthodox Christian, Russian Orthodox. So, super intense. But I was still hiding and repressing, and I wasn't questioning anything about faith. But when I finally came out, about 5 years ago, I was completely ostracized and shunned, and everybody turned their back on us, including my family even. And that caused the impetus for me to start, going through all the stages of grief or whatever. But I was saying, do I believe this? How can this be something that I have never examined before? So I got really intense into questioning and doubting, and I've been doing that. And I found your show and some other things a few years ago because I wanted to get the other perspective. I wanted to see something more than just what I'd always been taught. Mm-hmm. So coming to the question is, and I'm trans, which is another reason why a lot of people, I think, turn their back on me. But anyway, I feel like rationally it just doesn't make sense anymore. And I understand the reasons why. And I feel like I could walk away, but I'm really freaking scared.
Yeah.
It's like, like those verses, like if you deny me before God, I'll deny you before the Father. And it's like, shit, what am I going to do? And I don't know anymore what to do about that. It's like, how do I get out of this stasis of fear, And I'm very much quiet about this. I've only told a few non-believer friends, and they're kind of like, well, don't say anything and don't get your family upset at you and all this. But I feel like it's like the longer I keep putting off this, the harder and harder it is, but I'm still scared to make that step.
Well,
so thanks.
Oh, big hugs, first off.
Thanks.
So you're getting love rings from the back room and a lot of warm, fuzzy smiles from the studio audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think there are two issues, if I understand. There's the very kind of stark issue, or you could say dilemma that you're facing about, you've come to these realizations, and what do you do about them, and how do you extricate yourself from something that's no longer working for you? And you also have the kind of deeply ingrained kind of psychological residue, for want of a better word, that's been kind of gnawing away at you and is making you have doubts. So those are almost two kind of different issues, because obviously if something's no longer working for you, obviously shunning kind of complicates things, but you should be able to kind of just get out of something that's no longer working. But when we're talking about kind of indoctrination, and especially over many, many years, which is what you're describing, it can affect people in profound ways. And if I've described your situation, all I'll say is don't expect too much of yourself. It's okay to heal at your own pace. There are resources available, the Freedom from Religion Foundation and various different initiatives that have been set up to help people who are in exactly your situation. But again, this isn't a race. You will get there. It might never be a case that you completely purge yourself of all of the nasty kind of residues of your indoctrination. It might just be the case that you reach a point in your life where you're able to look back and say, you know what, I moved past that. I'm okay with this. It's no longer impacting me on a day-to-day basis, and I can move on and lead a happy, meaningful life. It may be that you're not there yet, but there are many, many people on your side who want to help you get there.
Absolutely. Couldn't have been said better.
Thank you. Can I have my job back now?
Yeah, you're rehired. So it sounds, Jessica, that you already know. It's scary.
It's super scary. And it's like, it's even harder now because after we got rejected by the Orthodox Church, we stumbled around, and I wasn't going to go to any church. And I was really into Zen Buddhism for just like a while. And I think there's a lot of good secular things about Buddhism, without any of the woo. But it's like, we're in an Episcopal church. It's really welcoming and affirming and all that. So that makes it even harder now because it's like, I look around, I see them being kind to everybody, and it's like, so all the good things, are really nice, but then I look deeper and I look at a lot of the other things that, like Lloyd just said, that I've taken on board all my life, and it's like, that's just kind of weird and crazy, and why did I believe that, and, why am I still holding on, and why am I scared to walk away? It's like, am I afraid that I'm going to get damned forever? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, so the extra sucky thing is there are no guarantees. We don't, when it comes to the way we understand whether or not something is true, it's in probabilities. It's in likelihood and of being true. I don't think either of us would say that there's a way to actually get to capital T truth. But what I would contend is part of that scariness is that dark drop. And I want to tell you that right now, there is more community online than there ever has been. And sometimes
now is the best time to be in your situation historically.
Sometimes knowing that you have people you can talk to is incredibly potent. If you haven't checked out our Discord or found a Facebook group or found a local skeptic atheist group, or if one of those is maybe too far away or you don't want to, there are other places to get communities. Join a club or follow the whatever hobbies.
Find people, quite frankly, who will love you for who you are, not who they expect you to be. And you said before that the church that you are in is welcoming. I would suggest they're not welcoming at all if the love that they extend comes with caveats and it comes with strings attached. That's not true love. That's conditional love. And you want to get yourself away from that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, I mean, on the surface, people are very friendly and that kind of thing, but then you get into the doctrines of the faith and it's like, it's pretty harsh. And so it's just the scariness, I guess, of walking away. And I really thank you guys. Absolutely. It means a lot. I can't believe that I got through. And I don't know. Maybe I'll call you back again sometime.
For the record, I also want to hug Jessica. Is that allowed?
Oh,
with Jessica, do you consent for me to hug you?
Oh, I have full consent. I love you guys.
Then big
hug you both. Group hug.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Over time, it does get easier.
Yeah.
It just takes time. And I can tell you that I'm not saying that out of my ass. I see people here at the Atheist Community of Austin all of the time who have found themselves in various parts of that journey exactly. And over time, it gets easier. But I think I think that advice from earlier of some self-compassion is advised and warranted.
Download this show and play it to yourself 10 years from now. I guarantee you'll be feeling different.
Oh, wow.
With that said, I think
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we're going to move on to the next caller, but I'm really glad that we got to talk to you, Jessica.
Great. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you.
Bye.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.